Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Somehow I Marriage with Noelle and David.
This is our podcast.
So our sponsor this week is Covenant Co. Covenant Co is a series of resources for Catholic brides designed with the hope of supporting your relationship to the wedding day and throughout your marriage. Its flagship product is the Covenant Wedding Planner, an all-in-one journal-style wedding planner curated specifically for a marriage-focused wedding. You can use the code somehow10 to take 10% off your entire order. And these wedding planners are fantastic. You can see them at covenantco.org. Really, really beautiful planners that you can process your feelings as you're preparing for your wedding. And as you're planning, you're going through the ceremony and the bridesmaids and all of that stuff that we all think that we will enjoy, but then in the moment get really stressed out. This will help you stay focused on your marriage.
Why
I'm
wouldn't
gonna order one.
We're already married.
I'm going to order one for my, just in case. Just in case.
You want me to die?
I'm just kidding. It was funny because when we recently got our life insurance, and we were joking the whole time, like, be sure and put in a little extra for my wedding and my subscription to CatholicChicks.com.
Yeah, the agent, the Knights of Columbus agent, is that what they call him? Agents?
Yeah,
whatever.
Yep.
He was horrified, which made it even better for us, knowing that he was horrified.
He's like, for most people, this is a very emotional time, and you guys are hilarious. But I think you have to
one big joke, like your wedding vows.
You are the one that messed up my name in the wedding vows.
It could have been worse. I called you by your middle name instead of by your first name. And then you had this twinkle in your eye. And of course, because it was one of those situations where you're not supposed to be laughing, it made it even more difficult. More funnier.
So we were doubled over laughing during our wedding vows.
And that joy spread to the entire congregation,
we're all
starting
laughing
with the priest.
Yeah.
Everybody could not take the day seriously. Our marriage is just one big joke.
Well, you know how important words are in sacraments, so we might have to do a do-over. So in which case, I would need a Covenant Co wedding planner.
Now, what makes a wedding not focused on the sacrament? Like, as a bridezilla, what does that, would you say?
Oh man, I think it's just all the anxiety and stress of having the perfect celebration, the perfect look.
Why do you have to have the perfect celebration?
Color coordinates.
Why do you have to have all that?
I didn't have to have that. I wanted a taco bar. Our moms would not allow us to have a taco bar because it wasn't classy.
But see, that right there would have solved the problem of a wedding being not focused on the sacrament. If you just have a taco bar, suddenly it becomes less classy and thus becoming more sacramental. So you see there the ratio. Less classy raises the sacramentality of, because then no one is focused on all the hoopla.
No, I think it's like shoestring budget, sacrament. Let's just focus on the sacrament. At least you can use that as the illusion of, this is why we didn't have a huge party, because we're focused on the sacrament and not, we have no money. Do you like my air quotes?
Okay. I don't know. Well, it was the combination of the air quotes that you're doing, and then you're also giving it that voice.
Yeah,
okay.
I like to do air quotes. Okay. Anyway, so that brings us to our.
We can't even circle back. We just have to
topic
launch forward
for today. Yeah.
What is our topic forward?
We never circle back. We propel forward. We may take some detours and some.
Just get on with it.
Oh, you know what? We should mention that we came up with a new word for when I am, the feeling that you have when I am helping you drive and follow directions. And you said, my help is called nagvation.
No, it's not nagvation.
But it causes naggravation. And I feel like people should know this new word. That's really enabled our marriage to propel forward.
There's a slight difference in those two words.
With an R.
Yeah. It changes the meaning completely.
It's the feeling versus the action.
As someone who could never figure out how to turn off the spell check option in Microsoft Word, I don't understand any of that, but I don't understand that grammar.
Yeah, you really tricked me into marrying you with a number of things. Having your mom choose me from the site.
I showed my mom your profile just to make sure
she is
that
the one
my mom
who picked out
approved.
and purchased and wrapped the earrings that you gave me when
I
we
thought
first
you were
met.
I thought you were going to say she paid for your Ave Maria Singles subscription.
Did she?
I think I did. No, I had a job. I would never be marriage material if I didn't. That would have been. That's one of the things that they make you answer. Did your mom pay for this subscription? Like, are you over
Actually,
18? Like,
that
like
would
doing
be
this. Yeah.
that would be a fantastic question for a dating website. Are your parents paying for your living?
No. Just are they paying for your subscription to this
On
website?
what level of your parents' home do you reside? In the basement?
That would make a lot of men ineligible.
I think it's very important information. Okay, but then you also wrote all of your messages to me in Microsoft Word and spell checked them in Microsoft Word. And so it was only years later that I came to discover that you actually don't know how to spell. So
how did you
I
find
feel
that
fooled.
out? How did you find that out later?
Maybe when I was
teaching our kids.
telling you to put the candy away, but I was trying to say it in front of the kids. And so I said, don't let our kids have any candy. And you said, corn? And I'm like, corn? And why wouldn't we let the kids have corn?
Because that's nasty to clean up those diapers.
Yeah, but here's my other issue with you.
Okay, yeah, let's get it out.
Is that
I hope this is very
trying
therapeutic
to
for you.
Spell something or mouth something, you say it out loud. Like because
the
everybody to hear-
ridiculousness of you think you're some kind of ventriloquist, lip reading person that can communicate to swaths of people from different nationalities, like just by mouthing the words, but you have no such talent. And like, to illustrate the confusion that you are spreading, when you're trying to mouth some word to me, like, or some coded message from across the room, so our kids are unbeknownst. Is that unbeknownst?
Oh my gosh,
Sorry.
I was duped.
Sorry.
Oh Lord, you have duped me.
It's pronounced doped. So that our kids
Different
don't
feeling.
understand what you're saying. Like, to get you back, I try to say what I understand you to be saying out loud to show you how confusing it is what you're trying to say.
So that brings us to our topic for today, which is
No, it actually doesn't.
Find a wife who is not impressed with the thing that you think makes you the bomb diggity.
Yes, and to be perfectly clear, we are saying the word bomb diggity instead of a swear word. We would use a swear word here because that is appropriate in the English language to get the point across. The thing that makes you the expletive,
The bomb diggity.
Yeah.
What?
But like me trying to disable the spell check on Microsoft Word is like you trying to figure out how to make this episode
for mature audiences.
only. It's just way too difficult. Way too difficult.
Man.
Yeah. So we're just going to say, every time we say bomb diggity, you know that we are saying a swear word. Where does the phrase or the word bomb diggity come from? Like, what is that from?
I have no idea.
Why did it enter
I don't think
your
anybody
brain?
says it anymore, but I have a feeling it'll trend again. Kind of like my bob haircut.
So yes,
It's probably going to come back.
The bowl cut that
The
you
bowl
used
cut
to
will
have
be back.
when you were a young girl entering into womanhood, which I would not have found attractive at that time.
Well, I was a young girl entering into womanhood, so I'm glad you would not have found attractive because that would make you creepy. That would make you part of the man band.
Finish. You didn't. When I was a young boy, I I would not have found that attractive.
That's what at Christmas Eve Mass, Andre, our 2-year-old, was just in his own element, and I had to take him into the cry room, and he was like in a state of delirium, sleepless, overtired delirium, and he was singing, "I'm just a poor boy," which I didn't even know he knew Bohemian Rhapsody. But then he goes, "I'm so tired," and I thought to myself, that is the song that I sing pretty much every day.
Really?
I don't know why I thought of this story.
So this is why he
and I'm feeling
started
right
singing
now.
it.
I'm feeling that right now, the delirium of "I'm so tired."
Really?
Yeah, I actually am. But anyways, okay, what makes you the bomb diggity? Sorry for that segue. I just crashed it, and now we're all going to take a nap.
That wasn't a segue. That was a tangential point, which I'm in charge of those,
Okay,
hon.
I'm sorry.
I have raging 99 percentile ADHD. And no, that was good because now we know where our kids learn these songs from.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them we can't repeat on the podcast because
Well,
they involve bomb diggity.
Here's the thing. Okay,
did you ever say the word? Did you ever say the word bomb diggity when you were a kid?
No.
Then where does this word?
I don't know. I just thought of it. I'm just really quick like that.
All right, it'll be a good word.
I think of alternatives to expletives just like that.
So find a wife who is not impressed
with
by the thing that you think makes you the bomb diggity. What were you not impressed by? What? No, wait. I guess I got to ask this from my perspective. What was the thing that I thought would get me a wife? Because it's the bomb diggity.
Well, you knew guitar playing was going to put you into.
I had it. Okay, so when I was a young boy,
I'm so tired.
Nobody likes me. He's a poor. Okay.
I thought you were going to say he's a 14-year-old boy. I don't know why.
Trapped in a man's body.
I'm just going to drink my coffee.
Raise a pinky to that one. So when I was a young boy, no musical notes needed, I thought very clearly from a young age that playing guitar, that's what it was like back in my day. Guitar playing got you girls. All right. That was
well, you assumed it would.
No. There was no assumption. Like there was proof right there on all the TV shows and the music. Like guitar players were big back then. Nowadays they will get you chestnuts thrown at you. They won't get you women. And so but back then when guitar playing was big, it was the spiky chestnuts, not the smooth ones.
It's Christmas time.
There's a different one. Yeah. I thought that would get me girls. And I remember playing guitar in the talent show when I was in, I believe it was 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
It was either 5th grade because at some point I got kicked out for trying to sell fake drugs in school. And I don't know if that was 6th grade. So if it was 6th grade, then that wouldn't have been when the talent show was, because there was some time between the talent show and me getting kicked out. But anyway, yeah, I put oregano in bags and tried to sell it to kids.
This is before he knew Jesus. Okay.
But it was after I took DARE. Keep kids off of drugs.
It didn't work. Were you?
Oh, it did. Listening. We didn't sell real drugs. I mean, hello.
I don't think that was the point. Find an alternative.
I would say it worked very well. Officer Bradshaw, if you're listening, thank you for everything.
Oh my gosh. You're ridiculous. Okay, so
all right. So anyway, so I sold drugs. No, I mean, so I sold fake drugs. No, so I played in the 6th grade talent show. We're just going to go with that. Okay. And I only got one girl interested in me after I played the Star Spangled Banner, Jimi Hendrix style. Yes,
it's your mom.
No, it was some other girl. Jealous much?
Actually, no. But here
She was impressed. She was impressed. And from that day forth, I thought I would get women based on how good I was a guitar player.
Very impressed with your guitar playing.
That is not true. That is not true.
However, I, as a musician myself,
how could you have been impressed with my guitar playing? Hold on. How could you have been impressed with my guitar playing when the very first song I ever played for you, wasn't it like some praise and worship song, like Prepare the Way or something like that, which praise and worship by definition is the most unimpressive music.
No, you played something. No, you wrote a song about Saint Joseph and you played that song for me.
That was the first song that I played?
That's the first song I ever heard from you. You sent me the recording.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the singing, the guitar playing was amazing. And
Okay. But, we'll talk about your singing in a second. Yeah, you had an album out. Actually, you had one album out, and then a bunch of demos, which were horrific. I heard those years later.
They were horrific. I agree.
But the first thing I heard was your actual professionally done, produced album, and Meet Me Where I Am. And I did. I met you in Michigan, and I remember telling you that my favorite song was
the
Away
only
From
song
Myself.
on the album that I did not sing.
I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know that. I liked the song Away From Myself.
It's okay. I wrote it. I won awards with it. But she sang it.
I told you that I liked that song the most on the album. And then you told me, I didn't sing on that one, which was kind of an awkward... How did I handle that again? I forget.
My second favorite song, actually.
And you're like, I didn't do that one either.
No, but here's the thing. Yeah. When I was dating, and because I was like, I had gigs, I played in a bunch of different bands, and I played with musicians who were a lot better than me, and I played with musicians who were not as good as me. And I would say probably my peak musicianship was in college, just because I was playing all the time. I had a lot of opportunities to play, and with different bands and jazz bands and all kinds of different bands. And I was just really immersed in that. I would go and hear people play live, because I lived in Memphis, and everywhere you go, there's live music. So we'd hear bands and indie artists and all this kind of stuff. I loved that. But now I don't really get a chance to practice. But when I was dating, though, I knew that I had to meet somebody who either was a musician or an accountant or an athlete or somebody
Those are stark differences. Like one is poor and the other probably could provide for your family more than a large pepperoni pizza.
Yeah. No, it couldn't be somebody whose hobby was music, because either we would be competing against each other, or like they had to be able to keep up with me, but not try to compete with me, if that makes sense. Or like, or they had to just support
a
me.
Man that you could keep in your pocket.
No, I wanted a man who was not threatened by me, wanting to leech on to me because I'd already established some level of career, I would say, and somebody who was not, I don't know, just not in
way better than you,
not wanting to have nothing to do with me. They had to support me. So basically, like, if you had to either be a musician, an accountant, or an athlete, and I got a musician.
Yeah, you got none of those things. I'm not a musician.
You are.
I'm the band.
Oh gosh. You're musicians. Musicians.
Totally different word.
But I love,
like,
though,
aggravating.
You're causing me aggravation.
No.
But I love that we can play together, and that we
don't. What are you talking about? We don't play together.
When we do praise and worship, we do.
All right, yeah. But usually music is the thing that we're fighting about the most. Like, I can't stand, you want more stage, I want more sound, you know? Like,
false. You are the stage hog. I would be very content to sit back in a corner and play, and people can tune in if they want to. That's why I like playing for
you
mass.
have the biggest instrument, like this grand piano. 88
I don't
has
have a grand
has to
piano.
have 88 keys.
Yeah, that's what pianos have.
Grand piano setting.
So, but yeah, I think we had to be in a place where we can appreciate each other's gifts, but we're not threatened by each other's gifts, and we're not in competition with each other's gifts.
Threatened.
That was really important, because I felt like there were different people that I had dated in different times that were either feeling like they were in competition or threatened, or just not wanting me to do the things that I was doing. They weren't very supportive. Yeah. So
yeah, I think we did support one another, but when you heard me play my slap diggity, like not bomb diggity, but my slap diggity on my guitar, like for those of you that don't know, and now you know, is that I play drums and guitar at the same time. And before I could do that, like, with the technology that lets me do that, percoustics, I was just slapping the body of my guitar, whatever, drumming and strumming at the same time, but, slapping the wood on the body. And when we met, that's what I was doing. It was like drum solo, no guitar solos. It was like drum solos on the guitar. And, I thought that the first time that I would have an opportunity to like play for you live, I would play that style and melt your face off. You would be like the girl who saw me play the Star Spangled Banner on my 6th grade talent show before I got busted for selling fake drugs and dragged out of the school. You would be like that girl, just like times 20. Like instead of fake oregano, it would be like fake processed flour, like it would be like, that on harder drugs is what I'm trying to, that analogy
literally
didn't
no idea
go
what
the
you're
way
saying.
that I thought it would. but
I'm like, just let him keep going.
No, you should have stopped me.
Hey, we had a listener request that you back away from the microphone when you're laughing.
I'll just add a little bit of compression or this applause.
Yeah. No,
but you were not impressed. Like your first
appreciative.
No. Because what happened was I did that drum solo on my guitar, like thinking, oh my gosh, she's just going to be like, oh my goodness. And I finished the drum solo and I leaned in for a kiss. Remember that? I leaned in like for a kiss. Mm-hmm. And what were your words exactly?
I said, is that supposed to, or do you think that deserves a kiss? That's... Yeah, but that still happens.
Wow.
Okay, wait.
Wow. It was the complete opposite of everything that I had worked for. I had worked so hard trying to become this great musician. It was like a peacock flashing his feathers,
Okay,
and then
no.
some girl peacock is like, I like
Here's the
turkeys. Wait, don't turkeys have big I could have chosen any other animal. Dang it.
Okay. But here's the thing though. You still do that. Hon, I emptied the dishwasher. Okay.
That is
deserve a
big
kiss?
That is a big feather
No,
on the butt of this peacock.
I know that we'll get into this in another episode, but I know that your love language is words of affirmation, and I am not good at words of affirmation. However, my love language is like quality time. And so I feel appreciative of the time that you took to do that task, or appreciative of your talent and skill. But I don't fall all over myself in worship and humility at your feet.
That is not what I was asking. I just wanted you to be
appreciate-
turned on.
Oh my gosh. That was way too early in our relationship.
Sorry, I was raised by rock stars.
No, but you did impress me, but not in I appreciate the skill a
it was
fellow
not
musician
a feather in the butt of the peacock.
who works hard at their craft. I was like, yeah, that's great. But you felt like, why isn't she falling down at my feet? And
yeah, and so I'm getting all antsy about this right now, and I will use the word antsy. But I think that in the long run, after how long we've been married, was it 13 years, 14 years?
13 and a half.
Yeah, no one knows. I think that in the long run, this whole thing of this idea of that this would be the thing that gets me a wife, this is the thing that makes me attractive,
or this is the thing that I don't have that I need to get me a wife, right?
Oh,
like
no,
it can come from insecurity too. I mean, like I could find a spouse if only I had more money or was skinnier or had more hair.
You think that my guitar playing was subconsciously a way for me trying to compensate?
That's a different episode.
I'm going to start smoking oregano.
Oh my gosh.
The thing that I look back on, which is so cool, like I think that's a growing point. The thing that made me think that I was the bomb diggity or whatever really was just like, for you, it's like, okay. But I think that has in a lot of ways benefited me because it's not the thing that I'm attaching my worth to, which I believe I did.
I don't attach your worth to it either.
Well, that's because I don't make any money off it yet.
It is literally worth nothing.
Someday they see. Oh my someday they see. I'll show them. No, but like I think that can be an unhealthy, maybe not even unhealthy, but just like something to grow out of. That thing that makes you the bomb diggity, that you're so impressed by yourself with, and you think that like you're gonna find somebody, or somebody's gonna be drawn to you, or all these other things. Like the fact that you like that wasn't the thing that did it for you. It was my rock solid abs. That was the thing that did it. That I don't know. I think that had a positive effect on me. Like I know, like I think even the times where I am trying like so hard at whatever the product, the technology, Percoustics, whatever. I'm trying, so hard to reach this next level, this next, whatever plateau or zenith, whatever of guitar playing.
You don't want to reach a plateau.
Well,
at least that I never
you don't want
to
stay
do that
on
with weight loss. Okay, go ahead.
my weight, your weight loss and my guitar playing.
Yeah, right.
It's just wow.
Right.
These are milestones that are what we're trying, the races in our lives. No, that was something that I think that if I had attached a huge worth to, continued to do that rather. I think that was something that I needed to grow out of. And like when I do attach my worth or find myself attaching my worth to that, it's almost like I still feel like you're snapping me out of that because you're just not, it's not that you're not impressed, but it's not that idea of impressiveness that I have, of myself, like that ego that I have of myself, whatever, that makes me the bomb diggity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, for me, it's not that's not that your skill is not impressive, because it is. I mean, anytime we perform live, people are all around you asking for, how do you do this? And what's your website? And give me your contact information.
Does that mean I get the
really
biggest cut of tips when we play?
Our mortgage gets the biggest cut of tips.
Dang it.
And the children. But yeah, it's not that I'm not impressed and I don't appreciate it. It's that it's an aspect of you that is good and great. But there's so much more to that. And this is a skill that you bring into our friendship, into our ministry, into our relationship with our kids and in our marriage. Like this, it's something that you are able to bring into the relationship, but the relationship isn't centered on that. In the same way, if you were independently wealthy, you wouldn't, that's great. Like, okay, we can afford more things and do more experiences or whatever, but our relationship can't be rooted on that, because if that thing is gone, then what do we have? So for me, I was much more impressed by your solid faith, the place that God had in your life, to the point that you were able to, I don't know, look at me in a healthy way, that your whole life doesn't revolve around me. It revolves around your relationship with God, and you bring me into that. Just like with the music, your skill, that's not your whole world. You bring us into that, or you bring that into our world. And your confidence. I know that, sometimes you feel like you don't have any confidence, or you feel like you can't do the things that I know that you can do. But through your faith, you've taken a lot of bold steps. And when we first met, like you had the confidence to just bring me along for the ride. It wasn't making me the adventure or making me join your adventure. It was like, let's do this together and share. And music is something that we can share. And so I love that I can appreciate it with you, because it's something we both share.
Mm-hmm. And I love that you love that about me. What would you say is the thing?
I'm afraid of how much I love you.
As you should be. That's what I've always wanted.
Just going to drink my coffee again.
You mean it's mainly just sugar and milk? That's basically that's what you're drinking. So what would you say is the thing? Did you have something that you thought that I would be most impressed by, and then I wasn't by?
No, not really. What I always thought, I would find a man if I lost weight. That was my whole thing. It was like, I have to be skinny, and then I will find a man. And because some of those messages were affirmed for me, I dated somebody who said that, he made the comment to me, wow, every single girl I've dated has gotten fatter and darker skinned. And so that was really offensive. And then how
did that happen?
Another guy that I hadn't seen.
They ate Twinkies and fell into a volcano.
Wow. All right. I will now be continuing the rest of this podcast on my own. And so
I'm sorry, I just got a mental image. I'm sorry.
So, but then, there was a guy that I saw in freshman year, and I didn't have a crush on him or anything like that, but it was just, we kind of were acquaintances. And then I hadn't seen him again until our senior year. And during that time, I had lost a lot of weight. And by senior year, he came up to me and he goes, Noelle, is that you? Are you Noelle? And I said, yeah. And he goes, wow, you look a lot better. And I started finding that people were treating me differently. I didn't have the bowl haircut anymore. I grew out my bangs. I'm just kidding. But those messages were constantly reaffirmed for me. So
did you like hearing that stuff, or were you weirded out by it?
No, I hated it. It made me really upset. It made me offended that, like, oh,
the only reason why you like me now is because I'm attractive.
Right. Well, I didn't even feel like, oh, I'm so attractive. I just felt like, oh, I lost weight, and therefore now people want to be my friend. And so then that just was reaffirmed for me, like, oh, if I lose weight, then I'll meet a good man. And that just wasn't what I mean, it was dysfunctional thinking, but it's also reinforced always by our society. And so then when we met, because there was a size and weight difference between us that I was a little bit uncomfortable with, because you were about my height, you were skinnier than me, and
that's because I just ate arroz con dulces.
Yeah, you play guitar and didn't eat, and I ate and didn't play guitar.
You're so talented.
But it was kind of nice that both of those things that we really thought, well, we have to be this way in order to find somebody that loves us, we're really kind of healed in that. But I think it's because a big part of it is because both of us really had strong faith and had learned to find our worth in something more profound than external attributes or talents, whatever. So,
yeah, I never knew that about you. That
it's because you don't listen. I already told you. Just kidding.
Wow. Aggravating.
I'm just kidding. Aggravation.
You could say the musical skill that you had was your weight. I mean, that just came to me right now. I should write that down.
Okay. Anyways, so
but actually, when you were saying that, in all seriousness, with a tinge of joking, I feel like it's almost like a Job moment, that for both of us, the health and wealth gospel, of that happens, or maybe it's been going on since the beginning of Christianity, but it goes on today. Says that you got to have it all for you to be blessed. And Job, that entire book, flies in the face of that, because God was closest to him in the when his bomb Diggity was taken away, and when we met each other, here is this person that it's not about that, and it was, I think it was healing, refreshing, or just something that allows you to grow by being with being in this relationship. We've not only journeyed together, but in that journey found, healing from those past either wounds or just misconceptions about our lives, about ourselves, in all of that. And so it was, I think, it was Job moments for us, where those bomb Diggity things in our life were taken away. And we found blessing in that. And then, yeah, like, whatever, you lost weight after the 6 children.
I gain 75 pounds with each child, and then I work really hard to lose it, and then we get pregnant again.
That's because you can't keep your hands off me.
Oh, man.
And because of my guitar playing, and because I've gotten better.
No, it's because you emptied the dishwasher. Priorities have changed now.
While singing. Yes.
Yeah.
I've gotten better at singing. So anyway, find a wife who is not impressed by the thing that you think makes you the bomb Diggity.
And visit our sponsor's website, covenantco.org, and use somehow 10 to get 10% off your wedding planners.
I think that is a great place to end for today. Thank you guys for joining us on Somehow I Marriage with Noelle and David.
Plus, we think that you guys are all the bomb Diggity. Thanks for listening.
Yes, and as always, remember to have your wife stop nagavating. Thank you.